Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever this finds you, O-Top family. So, hey, we are coming to you the recording is happening before the Super Bowl, but we want to talk some pre-Super Bowl things to get your thoughts. As always, I am joined by O-Top family members or buddies here. Russell, how you doing?
Doing good, Rob. How are you doing today?
Well, still cold in Virginia. Still
Yeah,
cold. Let me just say
yeah.
that. So it's, still cold. So
It's the name of the game this time of year, brother.
it's winter. So it's
Yes,
nice to
it
at least have a
is.
winter. You know what I mean? Thanks for the global warming, people. So
Oh,
sorry, that was my little jab. James, how you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic, guys. I'm always glad to be a part of the OTOP family.
Oh yeah, man, we're glad to have you. And hey, look, so we want to talk a little Super Bowl. So we're recording this before the Super Bowl. So please don't ask us for scores or whatever. We know that the Super Bowl is going to happen, and we wanted to talk about an issue that's going to happen prior. And you can leave your comments for us. And on the episode that happens post the Super Bowl, like the week, the Monday, a week Monday afterwards, what we'll do is we'll go over all the comments and we'll talk about them. And you can email us. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us comments. But we want to talk about the NFL and their decision to um, to basically have Bad Bunny as the NFL halftime show, and that TPUSA is putting on a alternative halftime show for the Super Bowl. So, first of all, let's talk about what is happening, and then we'll get into some of the other discussion. And that is, the NFL has said that they have really given it a lot of thought, and that Roger Goodell says, it's not even us who does this anymore. We have subcontracted it out to Jay Z and whatever Jay Z's company is. I don't know what the name of the company is.
Rock Nation.
What?
The
Oh,
company's
Rock
Rock
Nation.
Nation.
Thank you, James.
Yeah,
Always there
yeah,
with
no
the
problem.
answers. That a boy. Look right there, James. You know what? I'm going to give you. Look, here we go. Gold star for James. There we go.
Thank you. You got it.
That a boy caught it. There you go. But Rock Nation does it, and they're not going to. I think Goodell said we're not going to second guess Rock Nation. That a lot of thought went into it. So here's my 2 cents that I'm not sure is really worth anything. If you take my 2 cents and run with it, you'll just get the fact they're no longer making the penny. So you just have 2 cents that they're not making anymore. But all of
nice.
that to say, here's the thing: your major market for the Super Bowl. I know there's a lot of people around the world that watch it, but the major market for the Super Bowl is the United States. Now, I understand that a lot of people speak Spanish in the United States, but here's the deal. Bad Bunny said, "I'm not going to change this. I'm not going to make this." First of all,
Um,
his rap in his his
Reggaeton.
his content isn't.
question:
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Who is Bad Bunny? I remember seeing a seasonal Peter Cottontail special that had
Oh
a
my
bunny
gosh.
named Irontail or something like that.
Right.
Is that
Okay.
who it is?
So here
He's a
is the
Puerto
deal.
Rican
Bad.
rapper.
He is an
Reggaeton.
inappropriate, by the way. Let me just say that his albums and his lyrics have parental advisory explicit lyrics. Now, I got to be honest, I've never heard them because I don't understand Spanish. I wouldn't know what I was listening to if I did, but I do know there's explicit lyric advisories on his
Yeah,
stuff
there is. In Spanish.
in Spanish. So
Yeah.
it's inappropriate. So here's the thing. He's also said he's not changing it. No, not that I would want him to. I don't want to hear explicit lyrics in any language, but he's not going to change his language, the language to English to so that predominantly the people who are watching the Super Bowl can understand him. Now, I will say this that I do know because of reading. Evidently, he is a global megastar. I guess I don't know.
Hmm? He's a
So
gay icon.
he's a what?
Gay icon.
Okay, great.
Oh,
So my
okay. Well,
question
that
becomes, I'm not sure. No, I could be wrong. Please, you can. If you leave comments about the fact that I'm wrong, I probably won't get too deep into this. But I don't know many. I don't think a humongous demographic of the NFL is the LGBTQ community. Honestly,
Yeah.
football's not their game, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I just mean it's not really their game. Like a lot of them. Some of them watch it, maybe, probably, but probably not a lot of them.
Sure. Everyone likes it.
Yeah. So, uh,
But
that's not a big demographic. So, anyway, I'm not sure what. And again, I'm going to say this though. I have noticed the progression of the NFL having dirtier, nastier halftime shows each and every year. I would say that.
Yeah.
So, um, anyway,
Now, I haven't noticed that,
because
but that's because
but
I don't
Charles,
watch it anymore. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't notice it.
that's why, Russell. And here's the thing. I let me tell you how I know is because I hear or read the articles after the Super Bowl in which people are decrying what a horrible halftime show
Yeah.
it was. It's not because I watch it and I'm like, this is dirty and nasty. It's because you read the articles after the halftime show and people are like, that was just unacceptable.
Yeah.
People are like, well, I had to turn it
It's
off.
not family friendly.
No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? And
No.
the thing is, families are watching the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Again, I got to be honest. I've started watching the Super Bowl just because I'm watching for the commercials. It's not, it sounds like a whatever, but I usually watch it for the commercials and to see what new movies I want to see the trailers for. You know what I'm saying? Usually
Right.
there's a Marvel movie or like now I think He-Man and which I don't know if you guys remember He-Man, right?
Of course.
There's a new He-Man movie, actually a live action He-Man movie
Yeah,
coming
live
out.
action.
So hopefully there'll be a trailer for that. But anyway, I digress. So that is the issue. So first of all, we'll say this a couple more times. Tell us which one you're going to watch. Like and comment. Please like and subscribe and all those other good things. But comment or email us and tell us which one you plan on watching, whether it's the TPUS Turning Point USA alternative, or whether you're going to watch Bad Bunny. Now,
Right.
we'll tell you what's going on. So James, you and I were and Russell, you too, but you said you didn't know as much about this, which is fine. So James, you do know those. So TPUSA, go ahead and tell us what they're going to be doing on the halftime
Well,
for the alternative halftime show.
One of the things that Erica Clark, she's the host of the Turning Point USA halftime show. She, of course, is the widow of Charlie Kirk, who was murdered several months ago, of course, in Utah. She's taken over the organization and she wants to produce a faith family themed halftime show, and mostly it's country artists. I was just scrolling looking for a lineup. The article I was looking for I didn't have it readily in front of me, but it's mostly country. It's mostly
Yeah.
they say that they want to have artists that that most Americans will watch and enjoy. And some of the criticism is, well, you're trying to make make a halftime show for white people, and the NFL is trying to make halftime show for Black people, Hispanic people. They're trying to make it into a racial issue. And the reality is, it's like, well, no, literally more people listen to country music than they do reggaeton and things like that.
Yeah. Well,
But
also, I'm going to say this. Most people understand country music in the sense of the words as opposed to somebody who's speaking Spanish. And I don't want to say most people, but people watching the NFL at that point, the Super Bowl, because they will, even if they understand Spanish, you go, well, they understand Spanish, they'll still understand the country music as well. And there's a lot of people who don't speak Spanish who will understand that and they won't understand Bad Bunny. I'm just saying. Go ahead,
what
Russell.
is what audience is Bad Bunny and company trying to reach? If they think that in the NFL, I mean, if Turning Point USA is trying to reach white people, and I'm getting real tired of hearing that too, and they're excluding anybody that's not white. So then who are they trying to reach? Did they say?
Well, they a lot of Bad Bunny's music plays on pop radio, urban radio, Billboard Top 40, Billboard Top 100 types of stations, adult contemporary music.
Does anybody
So
understand
But
that?
who are they trying to reach?
Okay, they
Who?
didn't. They haven't
So
said.
they're attempting to speak for Turning Point USA and say you're trying to reach these people. Well, who are you trying to reach?
yeah,
Okay,
they're
they
trying to
won't.
read
They
it.
won't.
They say
Because
they
we'll start pointing fingers at you too. Because
They,
you're not trying to reach the other people you're not trying to reach,
right.
assuming that your assumptive statement is even true, which it probably isn't.
okay.
It's just people
So
trying to
Russell,
make false
they asked.
points.
Urban audiences,
They
urban
asked Goodell
Whatever
audiences.
that means,
Right.
whatever that means, because there's every kind of ethnicity is in urban, what suburbia and urbania, both.
Right. Well, here's the thing. They did ask Goodell, I believe that, and he didn't comment. He said
Okay.
we're not going to. I'm not going to speak for Rock Nation. I don't, we just believe we've given them this, and
But they hired him, didn't
yeah,
they?
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
He's not going to
they have a
speak for them. He's going
contract.
to let
All right.
a
So
lot of research when he did.
why were you hiring that particular guy who does that particular stuff for your
Right?
halftime show? It's
Well, the
not
thing,
hard.
No, I
It's
know,
that
but
people are
they're
people are
not.
trying
They're
to bob and weave here.
right. He
well, you
didn't
know what it is,
comment.
Russell. Here's a straight dope on that.
Yeah.
NFL hired Rock Nation because this was in light of the whole scandal with NFL players kneeling at the national anthem, and the
Yes.
NFL was getting beat up for being too punitive against black players. And so, as a way to appease black players,
Uh,
they hired Rock
I
Nation.
see.
It's part of the diversity, equity,
So
inclusion.
it's a
kind of
it's a
type of
DEI.
role.
Of
Yeah,
course it is. Of
sure.
course it is.
And so,
And gentlemen, this is why I do not watch the NFL anymore, and I do not watch the Super Bowl, and I haven't for years. I kicked my Dallas Cowboys to the curb, and I kicked the Texans to the curb, even though they had a good season this year. And I'm not going back, not unless they completely overhaul, and I see no indication they're going to. So I don't have. I'll speak for myself. I don't have to watch football or basketball or baseball. I don't have to.
yeah,
People are getting too many dopamine hits from this stuff.
Well, see, if it,
we need to kind of if we don't like this stuff, let's don't watch it.
no, no,
That's my commentary on
right,
it.
no, no, and I don't disagree with you. Here's the thing, Russell, and this is where I kind of sit on it, on the fence. I
Did you
actually,
just say you sit on it?
exactly.
Wow.
That's
Hello,
why the
happy
balls
days.
pop. Hey, look, that's
I
what
mean,
happened on
half days now.
Deflategate. I sat on the ball. No,
Okay.
so no, I'm with you. Here's the only thing. So I'm not quite exactly where you are. I'll only watch the Super Bowl. I do not. I'm with you. I think it's entirely, so I don't watch any of their offerings except for the Super Bowl. And I'm getting to the point, and the boys are kind of, my boys are kind of there. We do it as a family, kind of like, hey, we make a lot of hot wings, we do a lot of stuff, and we watch the commercials more than we watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so,
Yeah.
we do that, and then we kind of,
Some of the commercials are good.
yeah, some of the commercials are great, and sometimes, and it depends on the year. Sometimes they're awful, and then other times, like when they did Puppy Monkey Baby, we were saying Puppy Monkey Baby for like 4 days, and stuff.
Yeah.
So the game is not really that interesting to us now. The problem is because our TV is tuned in. We're part of the problem why Super Bowl commercials garner so much money and make so much money and whatever. But that is the only one that I like this year. I think that is really the only game NFL wise we will watch. I'll watch college football, but I mean, like this year, I think I watched um, one one game and then a quarter of another game. I just don't have time. And again, I'm getting tired of some of that stuff too. So, and I don't watch the NFL and I don't watch the Major League Baseball either. So, because to your point, there's a lot of things in there. I'm like, you know what? I've got other things I can do, and I've
Or
learned.
the NBA.
No, I don't watch the NBA at all.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
try not to even watch the commercials. If I'm being honest.
I mean,
So
I jettisoned my Spurs,
yeah.
and I used to be. I mean,
Oh,
you know what
oh
kind of
yeah,
a fan
dude.
I
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah, me too.
Go down and buy the T-shirts and everything.
Oh
But
yeah.
nope,
So
nope.
yeah.
I
So
do have my five. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I do have my five championship ring duplicates
yeah.
here
There you
I was
go.
about
in
to
the case,
say, it's like,
and
whoa.
I may just get rid of
Whoa.
those too. We'll
Put them
see.
on
But
eBay. Put them on eBay. There you
Greg,
go.
Greg Popoff at the Malthovich needs to cool it, man.
I tell you what.
I
But
don't think
yeah.
he's coach anymore.
No, he's not the coach
Yeah,
anymore.
well, his mouth.
He's still popping off at the
I'll
mouth.
stop
But
there.
yeah,
That's not what this is about.
that's it. But no. But I think I'm with you there again. I think I think all of them, to me personally, lost their way, and
Yeah.
and it was like we tune in to watch people, to watch these guys who are incredible athletes. By the way, I want to say that they're incredible athletes, but we tuned in to watch you guys utilize your gift and play this game, and we loved watching it. We didn't tune
Yeah.
in so that we could be basically preached to and preached at about whatever political statement you wanted to make. I didn't.
Yeah.
We tuned in to get away from that, and then you guys decided to put that back. I'm done. You can, if you want to do that, it's fine, but you can do it without my viewership, and that's why
I
I don't
just
watch
thank the
anymore.
Lord that I did get to live through the days of Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and Preston Pearson and Drew Pearson and Ed Too Tall Jones and Charlie Waters and et cetera, et cetera. I'm glad for those days, and also the Houston Oilers.
And Bo Jackson,
God bless
the
their
days of Bo
ministry.
Jackson and stuff like
God,
that.
God, I can't talk now. God bless their memory.
Yeah.
It was especially with Earl Campbell
Yeah.
and with Bum Phillips as
Yeah,
the
it's a-
coach. That was great.
So, but
Oh, and let's not forget the great Tom Landry,
there you go.
the late
So,
great Tom Landry.
but
Yeah,
this is
tip the fedora.
Yes, sir. Do that.
But no, but what we wanted to do on this episode is just say, let us know in the comments what you chose to tune into. If you even watch the Super Bowl, let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, but make sure you
Yes.
comment. We'd love to hear from you as to what you watched. If you watched TPUSA, did you enjoy their offering? If you watched Bad Bunny, was it? If you did you under
Bad.
First of all, did you understand it? If you did, was it family friendly and appropriate? Because he's got a lot of explicit lyrics, again, according to the parental advisories. So, because I won't be watching it, so you'll have to let us know if you watched it. And then you can let us know your opinion. So let us know. We'll be interested to read the comments and see what happens. And so, guys, any other comments before we sign off? All right.
Nope.
Well, as always, we want to remind you, you do not have to be on topic. You can be off topic, but you must always be on point. Have fun, and we will see you on the next episode of Off Topic on Point. See ya.